What's going on, everyone? Happy freaking Sunday morning, week 11 here. Let's get those fantasy lineups right, as we always do here on the Fantasy Life Show every Sunday a.m. Hope you guys are enjoying this 3-3 shootout between, the Dolphins going on over in Madrid right now. We'll see if anyone can pick it up there. Marcus Mariota and company just drove them down. Apparently, Bill Krosky-Merritt no longer exists in Washington. I'm not bitter at all, but hey, Matt, at least we got some people with some questions, and we're going to do everything we can to hopefully give them the right, advice, or if not, we're here to also be blamed. So what's going on, my guy, Matt?
I'm good, man. Excited to be doing a show with you. We've worked together in one way or another for a really long time, but I don't know if we've ever actually done a show together. So should be fun.
Good question. Shout out to Fantasy Labs days back in the day. I'm sure we got one in at some point, but hey, the time is now, as John Cena would say. So let's get after it, man. As always, though, I want to quickly go through just some of the inactives and then weather stuff. There actually are some win games. First of all, though, Keon Coleman, much to my chagrin, is actually going to be a healthy scratch, a coach's decision. That
Wow.
just came out for Jordan Schultz today. It's not performance based. Coleman actually had a strong week of practice, but the team wants to see more from him in other areas. So there is a quote, Coach Peak Index kind of shouted it out where they're basically questioning his effort level out there. Yeah, not great. Doesn't sound like it's going to be like a full season benching, but let's face it, you weren't thrilled to be starting Keon Coleman anyway. Also note, Brian Thomas Jr. not expected to play, was actually able to practice, but that ankle is going to keep him out for at least another week. Expected to play Drake London through that illness, Devontae Adams through the oblique, Quentin Johnson through the shin, Calvin Ridley through the hamstring, and Bam Knight through the ankle. All should be good to go. We are expecting them to be playing their usual allotment of snaps. We do have Mecole Hardman and Gabe Davis elevated from the practice squad for the Bills. And then Isaac Tesla is questionable, so maybe could be a bigger role for Khalif Raymond if he winds up not suiting up, I should say. Also, not sure if Matthew Golden is going to be out there just yet. So really just Tesla and Golden, but again, not really too concerned about that. LaMarca, I think the bigger concerns, albeit ones that we aren't going to be completely redoing our ranks for, come down to the wind. Looking at the impacted games, we got the Giants hosting the Packers. We got the Browns hosting the Ravens. Those are the two main ones, okay? And by main, I mean that's what Kevin Roth is telling us to be most concerned about over at rotogrinders.com. Again, talking about winds that could be north of 20 miles per hour, gusts or much more. Pittsburgh also isn't great, nor is Jacksonville or Buffalo. But just, again, one of these things, LaMarca, where it doesn't look like we're getting this horrific mess where it's 20 plus miles per hour with a bunch of rain. It seems like more often than not, it's just going to be a little windy out there. Not ideal. As a tiebreaker, that's fine, but probably not anything to freak out about.
Yeah, I tend to think weather is overrated until you get to, the really apocalyptic type stuff. Then it's probably underrated. So, yeah, I'm not really adjusting any of my plans based on the current report. Chris is normally our weather guy here. I read his thoughts on it a couple days ago. He also doesn't really see any reason to impact things too much from that aspect. So, yeah, I think even though it might not be ideal, this is winter football. You're going to have to deal with some cold, some wind, maybe some precipitation, but these guys are pros. They'll get through it.
It's nothing like that one Monday night Steelers game from back in the day where that ball just hit the ground and just didn't move. Just that
Yeah.
was how freaking wet and soggy the field was. So don't think we'll be seeing that today. And with that in mind, let's get to your start sits. As always, invite you to check out our actually free start sit tool over at fantasylife.com. It takes our projections and ranks and gives you a scholar the Xfinity ceiling, floor play, all of that based on your matchup types. So if we can't get to your questions, apologies, but would say that's the next best thing. But we'll do everything we can to get to all your questions. Starting off with our guy Craig wondering Woody Marks or Rachaad White. Obviously, we do have Bucky Irving missing another week of action here. So I will say Rachaad White, while I still do expect to see him get, between 15 and 20 combined carries and targets, we have seen Sean Tucker actually start to bridge that gap. LaMarca, I do tend to think that Marks's, increase in role actually was more than just game script. He actually got his first start of the season last week out there. So ultimately, I have Woody as my RB23, Rachaad White as my RB24. So our guy Craig giving us a close one to start today, but I do lean Woody. How about you?
Yeah, and I was looking at our general consensus flex rankings. We have Rachaad White 47 and Woody Marks 48. So it's about as close as it gets here. I'm with you. I prefer Woody Marks. I just don't think Rachaad White is that good at football, particularly as a runner, which is kind of important for someone who plays the running back position. He will catch some passes, but I don't think Sean Tucker's like going away. I think he's arguably the better early down option for the Bucks out of those two guys. So I think Marks is a player who's on the rise. White is a player who's on the decline, and then you factor in the matchup Tennessee. Great potential opponent there for Woody Marks. So I lean towards him, but yeah, it's super super close.
Again, a couple weeks ago, before we've kind of seen Tucker get back going again, I probably would have gone White without thinking too much about it, but that is not the world we live in today. Let's see. Sorry, I got my tabs messed up here. Gut checker. Happy week 11, gents. Happy week 11 to you, man. Who to flex? Chase Brown, Aaron Jones, or George Pickens in full PPR. Great problem to have, man, because I think I'm about to advise you putting George Pickens there on the bench. It's just with Chase Brown, man. Literally played 95%, I think it was, of their snaps last time out. Samaje Perine is out again with that high ankle sprain. And just whenever it is a close decision like this, I take the every down workhorse running back. So give me Chase Brown here, Matt. But feels weird to say no to George Pickens.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that type of workload. Kind of a throwback to what we saw from Chase Brown down the stretch last year when he was, 90 plus
Yeah.
percent of the snaps and carries in that Bengals backfield. I think he had 12 targets last week. So he's going to get it done either as a runner or as a receiver, I think, playing for this Bengals offense. This game has the highest total of the week. Kind of feels weird for a game involving the Pittsburgh Steelers, but lots of points expected. Yeah, give me Chase Brown.
I think this year's version of Chase Brown could just end up being Chase Brown. Who would
Yeah.
have thought? From our guy Ricardo, needs to start one. Parker Washington, the Tasmanian Devil, Tez Johnson, Woody Marks, or Aaron Jones. I think I have Aaron Jones a little bit higher. Let me double check. Yeah, Aaron Jones is my 38th ranked player overall. Good matchup. We've seen him really take over this backfield here in recent weeks. I got Tez 54th overall. Parker Washington a little bit lower, and then Woody is going to be a few spots there behind Aaron Jones. So, yeah, man, Jones looks really good. They've been more and more willing to run the ball more weeks than not here with JJ under center. And as much as, again, we've seen quite a bit more to be desired from the JJ McCarthy experience so far. Run game in Minnesota looks good right now. Aaron Jones is the feature back there. So give me Jones there, Matt. And I don't think it's too close.
Yeah, I get the appeal of wanting to play Tez Johnson. Like Tez Johnson's just kind of fun. He's
Yeah.
attached to that Bucks offense that's been really good. He had 2 touchdowns last week, but Jones is the safest play. Like playing Aaron Jones, playing guys like that, I always say it's like eating your vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably not the thing that you want to do, but you know that in the long run, it's the best thing for you.
And this would be one of those where, again, weather tiebreaker sort of scenario, and it's not going to be beautiful Buccaneers and Bills. And for someone like Tez Johnson, guys, I am a little bit more concerned
Mhm.
about high winds because let's face it, he's making most of his bank, on downfield plays. So someone like Khalil Shakir, Wandale Robinson with the Giants, I'm not going to be as concerned about high wind speeds. But appreciate you, Ricardo, and good luck. From Ross, though, Tez Johnson or Christian Watson. I would go with Tez there. It is a situation where both these guys are kind of playing in, not great weather. We still don't exactly know the status of Matthew Golden. And Green Bay could be any of these guys. In Tampa Bay, though, I'm pretty confident it's going to be Emeka Ibuka and Tez Johnson. Tez, low-key, guys, since he got that starting job in week 6, actually has been outscoring Emeka Ibuka. A little bit it's that, Emeka missing like half a game with a hamstring and this and that. Not trying to say Tez is going to keep that going, but he's been doing a good job so far, Matt. Wide receiver 21 since week 6, like just independent of anything about Emeka Ibuka. That's pretty good. Give me Tez.
Yeah, and you could be a negative Nancy and say like, oh, the target share is less than 20% over that time frame, and Kate Otten's getting a lot of work. But why? Why be that guy? Just embrace it. Embrace the Tez Johnson fun. Is he going to score 2 touchdowns every week? No, but I think that 4 or 5 catches, handful of yards, maybe a score, very much within the realm of possibility. And the Packers just have so many options in their passing game, and Josh Jacobs, who might get 25 carries if this game versus the Giants goes as expected this week. So yeah, it's going to be tough for me to play a Packer over Tez Johnson.
Also, for our guy Sky Raven, we do consensus have Tez Johnson over Kenneth Walker. I do myself. So does Dwayne. It's not consensus. Matthew Friedman and Rob Wozniak actually do have Kenneth Walker over Tez. So I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk one, but just for what that's worth, we'll go Tez. LaMarca, though, he also needs 2 in full PPR of Jameson Williams or Rondé Gadsden, who is practicing full all week, good to go, and also Troy Franklin. So I will say JMO's been hot recently. I think it's a situation where we can feel pretty good about what he's just bringing to the table. Again, Dan Campbell took over play calling, saw a much more pass-heavy approach, and then just in a potential shootout here against the Eagles, I would be getting JMO in that lineup. That makes it between Gadsden and then Troy Franklin. Probably a higher overall target floor from Franklin, but I have Gadsden ranked higher, and I just do think that he's giving you, again, bigger potential upside here, if you will. So Franklin, again, the target numbers look right, but at some point in your life, you got to actually catch the football, Matt, and the guy will not do it when you are downfield. So let's see. We got our Xfinity Start Sit tool agreeing with me, which I always appreciate. Jameson Williams and Rondé Gadsden. Do you also concur, LaMarca?
I do. Yes, I concur, doctor. I'm a Gadsden fan. You look at the target share numbers for him really over the past 5-6 weeks. He's moved into sort of that number 2 role for Justin Herbert. So I would rather have the number 2 for Justin Herbert than the number 2 for Bo Nix. Just putting it in those terms, like I think makes it things a little bit easier. And we mentioned the Tesla injury. That kind of, I'm not saying it
Sure.
helps Jameson Williams, but it does sort of take away one potential big play threat that he would have to compete with. So, I like JMO as the top option of this group here, and then it's definitely Gadsden over Franklin for me.
Appreciate you, Sky Raven from the Ocho. Full PPR. Would you rather start RJ Harvey or Michael Wilson? RJ Harvey comfortably with this one. Top 20 running back. Michael Wilson still just more of a borderline wide receiver 3. Also from the Ocho and half point start 2. God, another really good question. CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, or Rico Dowdle. Yeah, I'm starting CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown, LaMarca. Hell of a problem to have.
I do really like Rico. I think he's underrated. I think this Panthers rushing attack in general is underrated. Like their offensive line, they don't do a ton well in Carolina, but they can block for the run.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not benching CeeDee Lamb or Amon-Ra St. Brown for him. No,
just never. I do wonder with Rico, man, like he's had these 3 huge games. I get it. Last week, actually got held a little bit in check. I don't think it's going to change this week. I do just wonder if he has another game or 2 where he's a little bit banged up. He averages 3 yards per carry instead of freaking 8. I don't think it's set in stone that Chuba's just completely on the bench the rest of the year. So we'll see what happens. If Rigo keeps it up, then it'll be a moot point, but just something to keep in mind there. Our guy, Greggy D, is in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. We got Brooklyn
not John
Legeza
Legeza, by the way.
Yeah,
I know that on that YouTube picture of me, I look like I'm a bouncer at the club with my shades on, but no, it's me.
Shout out to our guy Legeza, though. All right, Standard League up a lot after the Big Hendo night. Hell yeah, brother. Start 1 in flex. Kenneth Walker, Jordan Addison, or JMO. I think I lean Jameson Williams there again. Let me just double check. I'm a few spots ahead of Kenneth Walker. Gets a little bit dicey sometimes in the flex, RB wide receiver tiers. But give me JMO, USB LaMarca.
Yeah, I would not be playing Kenneth Walker if I had a choice. I think that split in Seattle is like the new Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, like we used to get for the Packers, right? Like as much as we want it to be a one-man show, it's just not going to be. Zach Charbonnet is going to be a thing, and that matchup against the Rams is tough. So, I think Jameson Williams has the clearest path here.
That bum Tua just missed my guy Greg Dulcich for a walk-in touchdown. 32-team league needed that. Marka fur. All right. Also, PPR, Greggy, again, up big with Hendo. See, I told you guys, just stash Hendo by week 11. You'll be thanking us all. Yeah, just kidding. Pick one. Addison, Washington, and Harvey. It got to be Harvey again, man. Are you talking Malik Washington as well? Because he is playing, my friend. Parker Washington. Okay, that's who you meant. Either way, RJ Harvey.
Either way, yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts just really quickly since we've got some time? Like, what is your expectation on RJ Harvey's workload today?
Yeah, I
Um,
think he's gonna probably 15 plus carries. Hopefully, his usual kind of 5, 6 target upside on top of that. And if he's been playing anything like he has been, probably ripping off some big plays with it. So I wasn't going quite as over my skis as I think Dwayne did. Ranking wise, I got him like RB 18. Dwayne's like RB 18. I just looked at Aaron Jones in a better matchup. Quinshon
mhm.
Judkins like probably going to see 25 touches, and then Trayvon Henderson, Jalen Warren. Those were the guys I kind of had ranked ahead of him. I do have Harvey, though, ahead of Brees. He already played. DeAndre Swift, Travis Etienne, Kamani Vidal, Woody Marks, Zay Flowers, and then like some of the top tier tight ends. So again, pretty just, I feel like good vibes around it. If we do see Harvey go ahead and get that, legit 70-80% snap roll, we could be sitting here. I think they might have a bye next week. But after that, like we could be looking at legit top 12 running back. So it's here. I believe in the dude. It's just LaMarca, you've been doing this for a while like I have, man. I don't want to completely assume that we know what Sean Payton's going to do in this situation.
Yeah, no, I don't see why Tyler Badie would all of a sudden stop getting the passing down work, and it wouldn't shock me if Jaleel McLaughlin is involved this week. I'm just saying, Sean Payton is Sean Payton for a reason.
He is, and that is the concern. What I'm trying to use though with it is just the fact that this year, guys, Dobbins at 153 carries, Harvey has 50, and then Bidet has 2, and McLaughlin has 1. So I would like to think if they were really going to make this close, they would have made it closer already this
Yeah.
season. But again, we'll see what happens there with Mr. Payton. Last one from Greggy, 6-point passing touchdown league. Gotta love those. Needs a dart replacement. We got Aaron Rodgers, JJ McCarthy, Jacoby Brissett, famous Jameis. Who should he grab? He's also got Purdy on the bench. I think I would just roll with Purdy, man. He says he's healthy. I tend to believe him. I do have him and Rodgers as the closest. So if you're feeling, some type of way, I do think it's 6-point. Going with Rodgers against the Bengals is, reasonable enough. But McCarthy, Jacoby without Marv, Jameis without really anyone out there. Maybe he'll figure
Yeah,
out a way
no.
how to make it work anyway. But yeah, I'd say Purdy and then Rodgers in second place.
Unless you get points for pregame quotes involving horses, Jameis is probably not a realistic option for you this week. I,
Oh,
I c-
God.
I hate. I shouldn't say hate. I'm a Jets fan, so I feel a certain type of way about Aaron Rodgers. His metrics this year are ugly. I mean, he's basically just a check down merchant at this point. But if there's a spot to start him, it's against the Bengals. I mean, he threw for 4 touchdowns against them in the first meeting. As I mentioned, this game has the highest total on the slate. I think I give him the edge this week in that sort of group of guys.
Bengals and Cowboys, that can make anyone look like a fantasy
Yeah.
QB1 for 60 minutes whenever. Appreciate you, though. Greggy, all right, from Zach, Woody or Odunze in full PPR, starting Pickens, CD, Hendo, hell yeah, and Genty. It's so nice to be in the chat for the first time this year, and people are excited about Hendo, LaMarca. Long, cold 10 weeks, but we got there. I got Woody, fit 45th overall. I have a Dunze higher at 35. So I know it hasn't been, an absolute breeze for a Dunze over the second half, but still just had a couple games where the Bears were able to run the ball and kind of instill their will that way. I don't really think they're going to be able to do that as much against Minnesota. Dunes had a pretty good game against them, in week 1 anyway. So I'm cool with the Dunes here.
Yeah, I think it's Rome. I mean, the metrics have definitely trended downwards for him, but 29% target share in 2 of the last 3 games. Like, I still think he's clearly the top wide receiver in Chicago. It's just been a little bit of a rough patch. So I think for the most part, Adunze is still like pretty comfortably a low end wide receiver 2 for fantasy purposes. And
Mhm.
yeah, I would give him the edge over Woody Marks.
Wesley, man, we are consensus Patrick Mahomes over Matthew Stafford. Just a situation where we have probably pretty similar feelings about what they can each do through the air. Mahomes, though, could actually give you the 60 rushing yards and a score on the
Stafford,
ground.
though, man, league MVP right now, baby.
He's been cooking. Again, Devontae Adams will be out there. Seahawks defense, though, man, they have,
Nah,
since they've
for
gotten
sure, for
healthy,
sure.
been a bit more of a problem. But yeah, I'm with you, man. If it had to end right now, why not give it to Stafford? Seat neighbors need one. Parker Washington, Tedero McMillan, Wandale Robinson, or Jake Ferguson. I think I have Wandale ranked the highest here. Are you with me?
I hate to keep agreeing with you, but yeah, Wandale was the name that jumped out to me here. I mean, he's had I want to say he's had like a 26 or 28% target share since Malik Neighbors went down with an injury. No Darius Slayton this week. And now all of a sudden you're getting targets from Jameis Winston. And I do understand he's not like the prototypical Jameis Winston receiver, right? He's doing more of his work
Right.
around the line of scrimmage as opposed to deep downfield. But I think all the Giants pass catchers get a boost in value with him at quarterback over Jackson Dart. Dart's been good for fantasy purposes, but it's because he's running and rushing for touchdowns. He's not necessarily getting the ball to his playmakers, and that's not going to be a problem for Jameis Winston.
No, I'm with you, man. 10 plus targets from Jameis. I have learned, through just thinking that Brashad Perryman, of all people, couldn't get it done with Jameis. I had to eat some major L's after that one. So in Jameis, we trust. Give me Wandale, especially in full PPR. Just joshing around, hanging out in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. Aaron Jones, Kamani Vidal, RJ Harvey. Which one sits in half PPR? I would sit Vidal. He had a monstrous workload as well. It's just a situation where I'm not really as confident, I would say, in that Chargers offensive line, holding up week after week after week. Again, we're talking about guys, and just, I guess, to varying degrees, still all pretty good offenses. I would go ahead and give them all that credit. So not saying he couldn't get it done, but Jaguars front seven been pretty nicey this year as well. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a game where the Chargers have, trouble moving the ball. But it's three consensus kind of top 22 running backs, LaMarca. They're all kind of within 6-7 spots of each other. So not a slam dunk, but I'd be cool sitting Vidal.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the Chargers have honestly kind of been much more pass heavy than I think most people anticipated this year, right? They're number 2, I believe, in pass rate over expectation. Only the Chiefs have been higher. So I don't think you necessarily need to play their starting running back. I'm a little bit more excited about the pass catchers against the Jaguars.
I'll see if there's any updates. And only one is just the Giants are saying, like, yeah, Jackson Dart urged to modify his running approach.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, Jackson, maybe don't listen when your coach calls 5 straight quarterback powers up, down 3 touchdowns in the teeth of the defense. I don't know, just my 2 cents. Also from Josh, Lockett, Monungai, or Ridley in half PPR. Now we're getting into the good
that's your type
here.
of question right there.
Ooh, I have Calvin Ridley. I'm going back to it, LaMarca. I think it was a brutal first start to the season. They've played the Broncos, the Rams. Cam Ward was finding his footing. Their coach got fired. We did see in that Arizona Cardinals win, that ruined my freaking Survivor League, though. Some big time throws late. Calvin Ridley was getting open deep. I still think Calvin Ridley is good with football. I think he's going to have a good second half of the year. Was I hyping him up all offseason? He largely did nothing for us despite, one good game. Yes, I get it, but watch Cam Ward play football. Do like the Clockwork Orange things, where like you literally, force your eyes to stay open and everything, because it is a Titans game. I get it. And I don't love this matchup in particular against Houston, but I don't know, man. All due respect, I guess, to Derek Stingley. I see one random backup receiver torch this dude at least once a week, seemingly. So I think Ridley can get it done. And just Tyler Lockett, I know he's playing the Cowboys, and that's, a good matchup.
You couldn't pay me to start Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
No, I'm going with Kyle Monungai. I think he's the
Monungai.
safest here. I think even with Swift coming back and taking on, sort of the 1A role in that Bears offense, I think Monungai is a guy who's going to be, 30 to 40% carries most weeks. I'd rather have that than Calvin Ridley at this point. I'm sorry to say, Ian, especially against the Texans.
I wanted to see how, because I think you might probably be on the right side with the consensus. Let me see where all the ranks are, because again, I don't want my Calvin Ridley truther love to get in the way of what you should actually be doing. All right, we got Monungai 78th overall. Oh God, Ridley's not even top 100 with everyone. All right, yeah, Kyle Monungai, it is. Come on, people. Oh, there's some cowards out here. Dwayne's got Ridley top 100. We got some other folks wondering, I guess, if he's going to still be suiting up. Kyle Monungai, it is. I'm glad we got through that. Our guy, Shaylin Joey, morning, good sir. Non-PPR, Khalil Shakur or Michael Wilson. You are correct. Keon's healthy scratch. Gabe and Miko are activated. I do think it's Shakur. It's just,
easily,
again, yeah. The only thing that makes it a little bit closer is the non-PPR aspect. But even then, man, like Trey McBride could just get 30 targets out there. And just Michael Wilson, we've kind of seen him in the same role. And he doesn't
I don't
shoot up.
I don't understand the Michael Wilson love. Like,
it's just Marvin Zay out. That's all.
It's just, but does that make him good at football all of a sudden? I mean, it's not like he's struggled for opportunities. He's had like an 80% route participation all season.
Yeah.
He's just not getting the ball because he's not getting open.
And that's what a wide receiver, that's what usually happens. All right. It's not like a handcuff running back where you get shoved in there and all of a sudden you can really expect higher highs. So, yeah, Khalil Shakur for us. Kenyon Coleman, PPR, Henry or Judkins. Good problem to have. I think I'm still King Henry, man. All right. Neither guy's been efficient. Okay. We had great efficiency with Judkins for a while. He's literally like second to last in yards per carry over these last 4 or 5 weeks. I think Gabriel and the offensive line are big reasons for that. But Derrick Henry, even if he's not going to be efficient against the Browns, let's call that a wipe. Let's say both guys get 60 yards. Who are you more confident in falling to the end zone a couple times? It's for sure Derrick Henry, and that's why I'm going with Henry.
I'll take Derrick Henry as well, but I think it's really, really tight. I mean,
Yeah.
I am scared of Derrick Henry. I got to be honest. Like, the metrics don't look good. The fact that the coaching staff is talking about getting Keaton Mitchell more involved, and then you add in this matchup against this Browns defense that is just a juggernaut against the run. I mean, what did they do against Henry in their first matchup? It was like 11 carries for 23 yards. He didn't
Wasn't
catch
great.
he didn't catch a single pass. So I'm still starting him over Judkins just because the Ravens offense is so much better than the Browns. But man, it would not shock me at all if we had another sub single digit type performance from the big dog here.
Again, Judkins, though, he's been living on that 3-touchdown game against the Dolphins. I don't
Yes.
think that's coming back. So it's not. I hear you, man. I rank Derrick Henry, which is pretty sacrilegious for him, like RB12. And I think I'm actually still like the highest of the rankers. So no one has him lower than 16th. We all do have him ahead of Quinshon Judkins, but it is close to your point there. Just when it's close, give me the Ravens offense over the Browns. Our guy Wesley, one more. Houston or Green Bay DST points out Jameis and his pick sixes. That is true, but man, got to go with Houston. Better real life unit, and Cam Ward is just probably as prone to throwing turnovers, and more than anything, it's just sack after sack after sack. Who knows? Maybe we'll get another one of those where he just kind of drops the ball trying to evade pressure again. Our guy Jose is hanging out. Who should I start a wide receiver? Another one, LaMarca. You'll love this. Michael Wilson, AJ Brown, or Keenan Allen. Also need one at RB between Swift, Henry, or White. So I think, are you at least team Henry over Swift, LaMarca? We all kind of have it that way. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Henry for the running back question. And then I'm going AJ Brown, dude. I think it's squeaky wheel gets the grease matchup. This Lions secondary has been a mix of bad and injured all year, and they run a ton of man coverage. Like, this should be the spot where AJB actually has a great game.
I've come around to AJ Brown. The thing for me is, like, I think it's very realistic that Devonta Smith is now like the number one receiver in Philly. He might just be the better player at this point, but the matchup, the game script potential, like, this could easily turn into a shootout versus Detroit. And then the other two options are just very uninspiring to me. Keenan Allen target share has been on the decline. He's kind of getting usurped by Aronde Gadsden. And then, I made my thoughts pretty clear on Michael Wilson. So yeah, it's AJ Brown for sure.
Could be closer between AJB and Keenan if Quentin Johnston doesn't play, but again, we are expecting him to play right now. So I agree. Devontae Smith's been number one. I don't think that's going away necessarily, but AJB was number one the last 3 years. It's not like Devontae was just rendered, irrelevant in his own right. So still could see AJB, even if he's being more of this boom or bust wide receiver too, having a boom in a matchup such as this one. So appreciate you, Jose. From our guy, Lord Humongous, half PPR, pick 2, Sutton, Pearsall, Franklin, and Judy. Sutton for sure. And then I have Pearsall and Franklin close, but I do kind of get behind the spirit of I don't love having 2 pass catchers from one mediocre passing game in my lineup. So give me Sutton and Ricky Bullets here. How about you?
Yeah, I'm going to throw this one in the old start sit tool and see what they say. I do like Ricky Pearsall in his return. He was really good in his first couple of games with Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, right, we haven't seen Brock Purdy and the 49ers essentially at full strength since week 1. And even like that game
20
was
plays because Kittle got hurt.
Right. So the start sit tool here is giving the nod to both Broncos guys. But as you always say, Ian, so eloquently, when the start sit tool disagrees with us, it's wrong, obviously. So I like Cortland Sutton and give me Ricky Pearsall to go with him.
You think I'm going to let whatever flawed algorithm Dwayne put it in that thing make my start sit decisions for me? Not today, Satan. Give me Cortland Sutton and Ricky Pearsall. Appreciate you, Lord. Mr. Acros. God, I mispronounce you guys' names all the time. I do apologize. Mr. Akuz, he's always hanging out with us. He knows I'm just hanging out. Start 2 PPR, Wandale, Trey Tucker, Judkins, or Vidal. Yeah, I'm going with the running backs. Yeah. Judkins and Vidal.
I might lean towards Wandale in PPR. I think it's close though. Trey Tucker, I'm not sure how he got into this mix. Maybe it's because you're wearing a Raiders hat, Ian. He felt like he had to give you a player in there. Or maybe he's Trey Tucker's agent. I don't know, but yeah, no. For me, it's either Wandale and or the running backs. I want to take advantage of the one Jameis Winston game we're going to get this year, Ian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I just want to do it.
It's close between Vidal and Robinson in our ranks. We are still, just consensus. Fantasy Life, alleged expert rankers. It is going to be Vidal.
Well, listen to them. Don't listen to me.
If you wanted to go Wandale or Vidal, I would get it. Definitely keep Judkins in there, though. From our guy, Scott Kobe, DK Metcalf, or Wandale Robinson. All the Wandale stuff going on right now. So I would lean DK, but just for the record here, let me see what wide receivers I actually would start Wandale ahead of. Because I swear I have him ranked pretty high, actually. So I have moved Wandale up to wide receiver 23. Him, Dobbs, and Tez Johnson are all super freaking close. I'll answer it if someone gives me the start sit question, but I don't want to because it's very close. I would start Wandale ahead of Shakir, Troy Franklin, Quentin Johnston, Tedero McMillan, the 49ers guys. Jameson Williams is close. I have Wandale ranked higher, but that could be one of those like, are you trailing or are you playing with a lead type of situations? Guys I would start ahead of Wandale Robinson, Cortland Sutton, DK Metcalf, Zay Flowers, the Eagles, Roma Dunze. Does that range sound about right to you, LaMarca?
Yeah, I'm looking at our consensus rankings, and we have Wandale at 22 and sort of near the end of the third tier of receivers. That feels very right to me. DK Metcalf a little bit ahead of him, and I'm not saying Metcalf is like not a guy that you need to start every single week at this point, but I do think you need to start him against the Bengals.
Yeah, seriously. So that's just the one matchup that we definitely need for that. So, okay. So, yeah, DK Metcalf for Wandale. Give us DK Metcalf. From Anthony Golding, DVS or Pickens. It's a Sunday morning. Who's DVS, LaMarca? Why?
Dude, I have no idea.
I'm going to go with George Pickens. I like Pickens. Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
I know MVS. I don't think he's particularly relevant at the moment, though.
Why am I blanking on this? I'm sure it's not even that crazy. It's just early. God, he's got to be fucking good to be up here. Devontae Smith, I guess. I've never heard someone call him DVS. Okay. I would still go Pickens. I think we got it right the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Against the Raiders, I'm with you there. George Pickens.
Yeah. DVS has been awesome. Don't get it twisted. If anyone loves DVS, it's me. But yeah, give me George Pickens there. I appreciate you, man.
I've always said that about you. Long time DVS
right?
truther.
Long time DVS guy right here. From our guy Andres, toss up, need one for the flex. Another Michael Wilson question. Michael Wilson, Calvin Austin, Zach Charbonnet, Kyle Monungai.
See, but like these guys to me are very reasonable for Michael Wilson to be in the same tier as.
I agree. I think I have Charbonnet ranked the highest. It's gross, but he's gonna get 15 carries with the goal line work. We are pissed off by Zach Charbonnet because he prevents Kenneth Walker from being great, but like we got to accept Zach Charbonnet himself is like a touchdown dependent RB3 who scores a lot of touchdowns. So I take Sharp there.
This game is interesting. I think that the Seahawks and the Rams might be the two best teams in the NFC. They're legit. But I think that the Rams have a good edge in this matchup, just in the trenches. It would not shock me if the Seattle run game is kind of non-existent this week. So I might just take the Michael Wilson bait here, even though when he gets 4 targets and, three catches for 15 yards, I'm going to feel like an idiot. But I think if we're talking upside, I like him a little bit more than the other guys mentioned.
That would be it's between Charbonnet and Michael Wilson. For me, I lean Char, but I totally get going with Mike. From Mike Barker, good morning to you as well, my friend. Purdy or Darnold? And would you start Pearsall over Tet? Oh, that's a close one.
I actually have this exact dilemma in a league, and I settled on Purdy. Uh, the
Yeah.
Seattle the Rams matchup just scares me more. And again, when Brock Purdy has been on the field, granted it's only been 2 games this year, but even going back to the years prior, like Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. He puts up fantasy points. I have no real issue starting him in his first start back.
He's number one in the Super Bowl era in yards per attempt and passer rating. Give Kyle Shanahan, give those playmakers some credit. He's still with Kyle Shanahan, and some of those playmakers are actually getting healthy. So call him a system quarterback if you want. I disagree, and the system is pretty amazing regardless. So I get it. I do have high expectations for Donald. I think it could turn into a bit of a shootout. I know what you're saying. These are good defenses. It's not consensus from the ranks at all, though. I have Donald QB 11. Purdy's my QB 14. Dwayne, though, for example, has Purdy QB 12, Donald QB 14. So 2 reasonable matchups. As you can see, Mike, we're a little bit split here, so I trust you to make the right decision, my friend. And then Pearsall over Tet McMillan. Where did I rank these? Where is Tet? Oh, man. I'm within 2 spots of each other. I ranked T-Mac higher. Oh, I just hate this Panthers offense. I think I still go T-Mac just out of a little bit of caution. LaMarca for all right, well, Pearsall was nice to start the season, but there was no George Kittle. And then Jawan Jennings, has been a little bit banged up. He was in a lineup as well. At least with T-Mac, I know we're getting a guy who's healthy and will be the number 1 receiver out there for Carolina. So give me T-Mac, but it is truly close.
Yep, I agree. I think that's well put.
From Ryan, Ricky Pearsall or Jacoby Myers. That one is a bit more clear, I would say, for Ricky Pearsall. So good luck there. Trade question from our guy, Dave. Nico Collins and David Montgomery for Javonte Williams, Rashid Shaheed, and Brian Thomas Jr. Interesting. My initial instinct was the Nico side, but I don't know, man. Javonte is probably the best guy in the deal. As much as I would like Nico to be, that just hasn't been the case this year. Even if you call them a little bit of a wash, then it comes down to Monte, Shaheed, and BTJ. I like the Shaheed and BTJ side a little bit more than Monte right now. It's been tough to start. So I actually think it's a good, pretty even trade, and I lean Javonte side.
I would probably take the 2-player side. I just think if you're looking to start multiple guys out of that, I would feel more comfortable with Nico and Monty versus Javonte and whichever one of those other 2 guys you choose to start in that deal. And just in general, I prefer to be the side that is giving up the 3 players to get the 2 back. I just think that anytime you're consolidating roster spots, it's typically a good thing. So I would lean towards that side, but it is very close. Who knows what's going to happen with Shaheed in Seattle? He could end up being a really big part of their passing attack. He could end up being a guy that we are never starting for fantasy purposes.
Andres is also an underdog in a matchup. We got Parker Washington, Christian Watson, Calvin Austin, or David Montgomery. I think I probably lean Parker Washington there. Let's see. Washington 71 for me. Watson 79. I have Montgomery right next to Washington. That Eagles run D's no joke, LaMarca. I'm not feeling great about Detroit's ability to and then even if they do, it could just be Jahmyr Gibbs more snaps than not. So I lean Parker Washington with BTJ out. How about you?
I think I lean towards Montgomery. Okay. I'm going to throw this one in the tool and see what they say.
Cool.
I would bet that they side towards David Montgomery just because running backs tend to do better in this thing.
It's just weird with Detroit this week, man. They're only projected for 21 or 22 points.
22 points. No, it's bizarre. It wouldn't shock me though if they eclipse that.
Yeah.
It does look like David Montgomery is getting the edge here, but it's close between him and Parker Washington. 9.5 projected versus 8.72. That's half PPR scoring.
All
I
right.
just, yeah, I don't know. I would tend to take the running back. I just think you're getting a little bit of a safer floor.
Monty or Parker. He is an underdog. So, but
Fair point. Yeah.
floor ceiling. Sometimes we overrate that shit anyway. So I lean Parker. LaMarca's got Monty. Andres, this one's up to you. From Heather, what's up, Heather? Question one, PPR need 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 RB. Jesus. Okay, it's just one question. Cool. I was getting nervous there. Shakur, Keenan, Worthy, Michael Wilson. We need 2 of those. Shakur.
I think Shakir is a definite.
Definitely Shakur. Who do I have ranked after this? Keenan Allen is number 78 overall. Michael Wilson's right behind him. Worthy's going to be in that mix too. I lean Keenan, I guess, just a little bit there, but that's a toss-up. Definitely Shakur and then a toss-up. You kind of same page, LaMarca?
Allen's got the safest target share of that group. If you wanted to shoot for the big play with Xavier Worthy, I wouldn't say you're crazy for that, but Allen's going to be the guy who's like I think consensusly ranked higher in for most people.
Swirl, Shakur, Keenan, and then you're definitely David Montgomery because, Chris Rodriguez and Bill Krosky-Merritt are playing football right now. It's okay. We've all been there before. And then, with your flex, so you go Worthy over Michael Wilson, Marco?
I do.
I think I have that as well. So, okay, Shakur, Keenan, Worthy, and David Montgomery. Good luck. Heather from Gmo. Mahomes in Guillotine League, Stafford to block others by his Puka and Kyron. Oh, I know what he's saying. Okay, that was answering that one before. Can't have 3 Rams. I think you're fine, man. Like, just start Mahomes. You can keep Stafford.
Patrick Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in fantasy right now in terms of fantasy points per game. So you're going to get no pushback on starting him from me.
Got a good guillotine squad, man. I wouldn't. Like, you're good. You're good starting Mahomes. It's not a problem. From Little Big Man, what's up, man? Tua or Mariota? I mean, they're playing right now, bro. So Mariota, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Mr.
Probably dodged the bullet if you weren't able to start either of them.
Yeah, right. Achane looks so good out this year. No hope. He does look good out there this year. Thank you, Mr. Akos, as always. Little Big Man, Goff, Purdy, A. Aaron, or JJ. What, Jefferson? What kind of question is this? I'm so confused, man. We got quarterbacks and running backs flying in there. So, yeah, good luck. Pat or Stafford. No, again, man, just we're cool with Pat. All right, Little Big Man's getting to me now. Jay Burns, Judkins, or Jennings in half point. Give me Judkins. Juwan would be closer if Pearsall wasn't back, but I think now it could be neck and neck. So just give me Judkins there. I think this one's a little bit tighter, but I think we were on the same page, Matt. Nate Deasy, Derrick Henry, or Kyron Williams. That's where I would go Kyron Williams.
Yes. Although Kyron, it's looking more and more like a timeshare there, but the Rams offense is just so good that I don't think it matters. Kyron Williams he's a good football player.
It's a little more of a timeshare, but you still look up at the end of the game and he's got 17, 18 touches. So it's not 25. I get it. There's a reason why he hasn't been the top 5 running back he's been the last few years, but he's like RB12 instead. So I just continue to think it's not quite as big of a deal as everyone makes it out to be. Tez or Keenan in half. Tez, Woody or ETN in half. ETN, I think, LaMarca. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. D-Woo, it is a great day to be great, man. Hell yeah. Needs to start 2. Parker Washington, Quentin Johnston, or Xavier Worthy. I think I'm putting Worthy on the bench in that one. Just make sure QJ plays, but again, what we've heard that he will be playing through the shin. Same page, LaMarca?
I'd go Worthy over Johnston.
Okay.
But, you're kind of shooting for a touchdown with both of those guys. I just think that, with the Chiefs offense, Worthy could still be the number 2, number 3 option. QJ, he could be a little bit further down the pecking order. The matchup for the Chiefs is not ideal against Denver, far from ideal. But the fact that Pat Surtain is at least out of the lineup does make it a little bit more palatable for me.
No, that's fair. And I drafted a good bit of Worthy, and then it's just we had such a great start. He's falling off, so I'm probably letting that get in my mind. And hey, that was then. This is now in week 11, so I do get that sentiment. Devo also Travis Kelce or Arondé Gadsden. I have them right next to each other. I have Kelce 1 spot ahead. He's looked better this year, LaMarca. Honestly, his yak numbers are up, honestly, higher than they have been in the past. And I think some of that's Mahomes creating, but, that's not going anywhere. So I lean Kelce here, just barely.
I'm with you. I don't know how much he's got left in the tank, but with Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy sort of drawing the attention, it's let him kind of go back to doing what he does best, which is just soak up yards over the middle of the field. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic about the Chiefs this week. I think they win this game, and I think they put up a bunch of points in the process.
Wannabe fantasy guy is back. Thanks for hanging, man. Concerns the passing game is all the high win talk. He has Dobbs and Tez in point PPR. Concern it could be a run game. It could be, man. And look, if you have like Tez and Dobbs, who I have ranked like wide receiver 22 and 23, and then you're like, oh, well, I have Jamison Williams or, Ricky Pearsall who aren't going to be dealing with it. I get making that move off, but don't come to us with a Michael Wilson question, but getting off of Tez Johnson, something like that. So that would just be my recommendation. Use it more so as a tiebreaker. Don't use it as a reason to start, the wide receiver 40 over the wide receiver 20. So we'll see what happens. But I like LaMarca's point before, where weather is overrated unless we're talking like literally the top 3% of like the worst weather games of the year, which happened, and we got to, react to it. And I kind of agree, like we probably should react more to it. But today, not thinking we are going to be dealing with it quite that much. Again, though, guys, I shout it out almost every single show. rotogrinders.com/weather/NFL. It's free. Kevin Roth does a great job. Green, orange, yellow, red ratings for how bad it is. He explains what's going on there so you can help make up your own mind there. The only pure orange games, which again, not ideal, but it's not completely in the red territory. Packers at Giants and then Ravens at Browns. So everything else is a yellow or a green. Doesn't seem like, again, there's too much concern for just the, devastating day after tomorrow, caliber of weather games there. That's right. Let's see. Daniele. PPR need a flex. Addison, ETN, or Ricky Pearsall. I think I'm going ETN. Again, it's close with Pearsall. Addison keeps making plays, even though his situation probably says he shouldn't be doing as well. But just ETN and Pearsall, close enough. Give me the running back, likely to see, 18 or so touches. How about you, Matt?
Yep. I think that's smart. I mean, Pearsall, maybe Pearsall does come in and he's just, close to a 25-30% target share right out of the gates, but I think it's reasonable to want to see that first.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to run through some of these. Appreciate y'all. Tino, Swift, Whittier, Harvey, PPR Flex, Team Harvey there, pretty close to consensus. Jim Horsey, PPR Flex, Smith, Jones, or Johnston. I'd go with Devonta Smith there. Devonta Smith and Aaron Jones is close. Definitely them over QJ. I think I still lean. Do I lean Devonta? Where are you at with this one, LaMarca?
I would take Devonta out of that trio, assuming that it's Devonta Smith and there's not some other Smith that we're not thinking of.
Yeah, I was checking for that one too. I also have Devonta a little bit ahead of Aaron Jones. Yeah, so appreciate you, Jim. Clizzy, Juwan Jennings, or Metcalf. Metcalf with Pearsall playing. Again, we also get that Bengals matchup. Stop trying to get me in trouble a little bit, man. I appreciate it though. Miami projected to win by like 17. Schultz or DeMercado? Bam Knight is expected to play. It's actually a pretty good question. I have him close. I lean Amari DeMercado. He's actually been playing well. I think we're.
Do you know that he's averaging like 6.9 yards per carry this season? Like, it's crazy how good he's been. Obviously, he dropped the ball literally and figuratively.
We've all been there.
But he had like 4 carries for 60 yards last week. He's just so much better than Bam Knight. It's laughable. He has to get the ball more.
I'm with you. Trey Benson still nowhere to be found. Give me Amari DeMercado. Nate Deasy, yes, Rashee Rice over Ibuka. You better have a damn good lineup that we put in Ibuka on that bench. But yes, if it is between those two, give me Rashee Rice. And man's Darnold or Flacco. I lean Darnold, LaMarca. Are you on the other side, though?
I'm tempted, but no. Sam Darnold has just been really, really consistent outside of last week, which was just a laughable game. He's been 15 to 20 just about every single week. And to be fair, so is Joe Flacco, but I think Sam Darnold's the better player. He's got the better team around him. We'll go with that.
I would just be shocked in this matchup if Seattle can like run the ball like they normally want to. So I think the problem in fantasy has just been the volume. I think he's going to have it today. So I will say though, LaMarca and I, same page. We prefer Darnold. Our other 4 fantasy life, alleged expert rankers all do have Joe Flacco ahead. So it is a tough one there. From William, Caleb or Flacco. We are leaning Caleb there. I think Flacco's shoulder's okay. It was hurt before he threw for 404.
All he's got to do is check that thing down to Jamar Chase and we'll be fine.
Jamar T down there somewhere, but Caleb is, capable of running enough and honestly playing well enough in his own right that I would go ahead and lean Caleb there, and that is going to be consensus amongst the rankers. From Willie, full PPR, Cortland Sutton, Ricky Pearsall, or Juan Dale Robinson. I think it's Sutton for me. I know it's been disappointing, guys, but it's still Cortland Sutton, man. I think he's going to get back here and probably in a big way here very soon. It's kind of that token 8-catch, 95 yards and a touchdown performance from Cortland Sutton. So give me Sutton there. And full PPR, though, LaMarca, I could get going to Wandale.
Yeah, our consensus ranks have Robinson ahead. I probably would just go with Wandale. I'm being set up for the massive letdown game here when, I don't know, Lil Jordan Humphrey gets like 19 targets and an average EDOT of 19 yards. But I'm buying everything that Jameis Winston is selling right now.
Fair enough. If you're going to go down with Jameis Winston, who can really blame you for that? Colin Smith, Jordan Addison, or Parker Washington? I have Addison ahead of him there. With me?
Yeah, I mean, just a better player.
Yeah, at that point. All right. Worthy or Tez? Tez, we got Tez a little bit ahead here. He's just been playing some really good ball. Gatson or Ferguson? I think Jake Ferguson. So I know he had the one goose egg, but he came right back and had 7 more targets. I have a Ferguson, Kelsey, and then Gadsden. Same page, LaMarca?
I think they're extremely close. Ferguson probably has a little bit of a safer floor just with the amount of targets he's gotten from Dak this season.
Sam, I will go with Kareem Hunt over Sean Tucker. Greggy's in agreement that DVS is not a proper abbreviation. Appreciate the support, man. The J Car, full PPR, T-Mac or Tez. I'm still leaning Tez, man. And I'm also going Tez over Michael Wilson. A lot of Tez's out there. The win's not ideal. And I know he's getting less probably projected targets than some of these guys, but it's just Baker's still been cooking more weeks than not. This could also, Baker versus Josh Allen, bro. Like, as long as it's not going to be a downpour out there, which I'm not really expecting, like, this could be one of those 45, 42 games. So, yeah, give me Tez Johnson.
Could be a fun one. Absolutely.
Could be a fun one. Tedero, Wandale, or Trey Tucker. Wandale, P. Hayes, Tajay Spears, or Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, or Brian Robinson Jr., Nick Chubb, but I'm sorry you have to go through that. Thank you. And also good luck today. Sam Stacks, Michael Wilson or Sutton in full PPR went against Henderson. Still Cortland Sutton.
Absolutely.
Better breakout stats for full PPR, Jaden Higgins or Jalen Noel. I just think Higgins has a better chance of staying out there on the field. Noel's made a lot of his opportunities and stuff, but just, again, LaMarca and I were kind of talking about this before the show with like Henderson, like, oh, look how good he's been. It's like, yeah, but it's also kind of on us in fantasy, like trying to advise you guys. Like, we can't just pick the best players. You would like to think that works out, but that's not how it goes, right? We got to pick guys who are hopefully good at football and also actually getting out there on the field. So as much as you might, and we might believe Noel to be better than Higgins, I just think Higgins probably has a better chance of getting out there. Amgella, DK Metcalf over QJ, Rodgers or Love. Oh, that's a tough one. Who you got here, LaMarca? It was rough for Love last week.
I think I'm just taking Jordan Love, but it like as we mentioned, this is the spot to start Aaron Rodgers if you own Aaron Rodgers.
We are 4 out of 5 rankers on Love's side. I'm gonna go with Love too. I'm not afraid of the Cardinals. That game actually, no, it's not, right?
He's the Giants, right?
What am I seeing right now? Yeah. Why am I not saying this? Is that on our fucking ranking page? No. Okay. Brock Purdy was right beneath him. Apologies. Jordan Love feeling good against the Giants. Rashad White or Bam Knight? Rashad White, man. I don't trust Bam Knight at all. I think at some point, LaMarca, like we were talking about, they probably should give more work to Amari DiMercado. So go ahead and go with Rashad. Also from Jen, pick 2, Amon-Ra, QJ, or what are you putting Amon-Ra in a conversation? Like, it's pick 1, and that's okay, but like, it's pick 1 between QJ and Parker. Don't insult Amon-Ra like that. Come on now. Non-PPR. I'll go Quentin Johnson.
Yeah, especially non-PPR. You're looking for the big plays, and that's QJ's specialty.
From Papa 22, tight end PPR, premium maybe. Either way, it's 2 tight ends. Kyle Pitts or Theo Johnson. Oh,
it's Theo.
It's Theo. Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad that this is what it's become for Kyle Pitts, but it's definitely Theo Johnson.
I mean, he's actually been playing a little better this year, but, I don't trust Penix as well. Like last week, Pitts probably should have had a 30-yard touchdown down the sideline. Penix overthrew him, really just looked awfully erratic out there. So, especially with Slayton out now, give me Theo Johnson. Juan started Debo by accident. We got a second half, man. We'll see what happens. Yeah, he's been struggle bussing. He's got Parker, QJ, Addison, Jacoby, Tez, or Hollywood Brown. He needs 3 of them. I think QJ, Addison, and Tez. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers maybe could get into that mix too, but until we see what his role is going to look like for the Jaguars,
Yeah.
I like the other 3 that you mentioned better.
Most targets without a touchdown this year, Jacoby Myers. Almost had 2 last week, honestly. So at some point, but yeah, right now, Parker, QJ, and Tez. Juan, good luck. One last one from Greggy. Predicted to win by like 15%. Okay, RCDW, Rashad White. I like this. Rashad White or Quinshawn Judkins. I'm going with Judkins. Again, it's just the recent splits. A couple weeks ago, I'd probably go with Rashad White because I thought their touches would be similar, and I would just take Tampa Bay over Cleveland. But Quinshawn's the better running back, and just, again, I'll take 25 touches in a worse offense over 15, a better one.
Yep, I'll go with Quinn.
Don't do so. Half PPR pick 2. Sutton, Franklin, Pearsall, Parker, Washington. Sutton and Pearsall, I think we had a similar one before, so give me them. Pumpkin, Escobar, RJ Harvey, Kamani Vidal, RJ Harvey, little big man, Purdy, Aaron Rodgers, McCarthy, or Goff. Feeling good about Brock Purdy there. I think we're, got some Brock Purdy truthers here. The Stereo Feld, half PPR, pick 1. T-Max, Sutton, JMO, and QJ. I'm going back to Sutton here. It's making me nervous now how many times I said Sutton because we know he can't have the low floor. But just, I don't know, man. He's still Cortland Sutton. I think we're going to see an 8 to 10 target game. Hopefully,
They're going to have to score some points if they're going to keep up with the Chiefs, right? I mean, they're not winning this game 17-13. So
if you want to go JMO, that'd be the one where I could get behind.
Yeah, I think it's between those 2, but I'm with you. I think Sutton's got the most upside of the group.
Mike, I think it's pretty clearly Parker Washington and Troy Franklin in PPR. Appreciate you though. TJ Whammo, season on the line. Season's always on the line, man. Always got to have that mindset. But half PPR, start 1. Keenan Allen, Parker Washington, Christian Watson. I have Keenan 1 spot ahead of Christian Watson.
I'm surprised the gap isn't a little bit larger, but maybe that's just the name value of Keenan Allen. I would go with him and not really think twice about it.
Keenan Allen. Is there some good kind of, again, not Giants secondary, but some of the weather going on. So we'll see what happens. Tez, QJ, or Sutton in the flex. This one's close between Tez and Sutton, but we do have that weather tiebreaker, and I do have Sutton ranked ahead. Sutton over Tez?
Yes.
Alex, no idea his start. Tight end with Kincaid out. Noah Fant, Smith, Wright, Mayer, Knox. Every option seems horrible. I hear you, man. We've been there. I think I'm not going Brock Wright. I'm not going Michael Mayer. I almost think Dawson.
Yeah,
Knox,
just go
man.
Dawson. Yeah. He's not Dalton Kincaid. He's not going to have the same workload level, target share numbers, but he's going to be on the field 70+% of the snaps. We know he can catch a touchdown or 2. We've seen him do it plenty of times. I don't think Dawson Knox is the worst option here. So out of that group that you listed, I think he's for sure the best.
I'm starting Knox in the league too, man. So I feel the pain though. So let's go ahead and go with Knox there. Let's see. Marks and Chase Brown for the flex. Should I start Sutton, Franklin, Pearsall, Washington, or Theo over one of them? No, you're good. You're good, Tisa. Jen, one more, Parker Washington or Jalen Naylor. Parker Washington, it has been kind of funny seeing Jalen Naylor like actually emerge as like the one guy with chemistry with JJ.
He's like not bad,
No,
I kind of like him.
Parker Washington's good too, though. And just,
yes.
Give us Parker Washington here. Good luck to you as well, Greggy. Smurf, need some help, please. Start 2 in full PPR. Parker Washington, Tyrone Tracy, Xavier Worthy, and Troy Franklin. I think it's Tracy and Franklin. What do you think?
Is it Tyrone Tracy?
His usage came back real nice last week. It's not a given. It's going to stick there, but just I'm confident enough where when it's a bunch of wide receiver 3s like this, I lean towards the running back. So I would lean Tracy there. And then, God, I have Franklin, I think. Yeah, I have Franklin and Tracy ranked highest.
Yeah, I might take Worthy over Franklin, but that's just splitting hairs. I think, pretty similar outlook for both guys.
All right, guys. Last few stragglers. I'll get to y'all. Spears, Loveland, Shaheed. Oh man, I almost like it's not a great option. Obviously, that's why you're here, and that's why we're here. Probably Shaheed. I can see Spears, but I have Shaheed 2 spots higher, and I kind of get it. I go Shaheed.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. If you were going to tell me one of these guys scored 15 points this week, like I would say, okay, yeah, it's Rashid Shaheed.
And I know he could be limited again, and it's unfortunate. Like we want him to have that full-time role and everything. But, Torrey Horton is once again out. He's had an extra week in the offense. Just if we are going to have a guy for limited touches, it's Rashid Shaheed, where those limited touches could still be, bombs down the field. So give me Shaheed there. MJ Rella, one more, wide receiver 2 and flex. Who would you keep? Sutton, Tez, QJ, or DK? I'm starting DK, and we've gone through it. DK and Sutton. Cool. Braden, full PPR, Juwan Jennings, Spears, or DeMercado. I'm going with Jennings there. You with me, LaMarca?
Yes.
And then last one, appreciate you all. DM forever, half point PPR, Pearsall, Troy Franklin, Tucker, and Tez, pick 2. Give me Tez, and then give me Ricky Pearsall.
Yep. Absolutely.
And with that, going to wrap up another edition of this Set Start Sit Hour, brought to you by the Fantasy Life Show. If you like the show, always appreciate you guys liking the show. Hitting that subscribe button helps us out as well. Good luck in week 11. Again, we got actors and inactives coming out in about 30 minutes, so just double check that you got these right. Again, Roto Grinders Weather, always a great resource as well. And also, we have our free Xfinity Start Sit tool over at fantasylife.com if you guys want more of a projection-based look. Tedrow McMillan over Jordan Addison, A-Rod. And for that, we are out of here. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Until next time, take care, everybody.